The heart of any organization is its data. How do we protect such a valuable resource? In this course, we will explore the use of cryptography and how it is used to provide network security. The government has been concerned with security for many years. In the 1970s, scientists Bell and LaPadula developed models used for enforcing access control in government and military applications, long before today's complex networks. Fast forward to 1992, when the Internet became public. As we see in this document, the discussion illustrates the need for encryption. Encryption plays an essential role in protecting the privacy of electronic information. There is a need for information security. As we write this paper in late 1995, the development of electronic commerce and the global information infrastructure is at a critical juncture. The dirt paths of the Middle Ages only became highways of business and culture after the security of travelers and the merchandise they carried could be assured. So too, the information superhighway will be an ill-traveled road unless information, the goods of the information age, can be moved, stored, bought, and sold securely. Neither corporations nor individuals will entrust their private business or personal data to computer networks unless they can assure their information security. Now, whenever you're looking for information about the Internet, I would encourage you to look for the source, and that would be in the form of request for comments. Anything about a process or a protocol that deals with the Internet will be posted, and many times it's in plain English. If we're looking for a glossary of Internet security, look to Request for Comments 2828. That was written back in May of 2000. Now this glossary, if we take a closer look at the security services, this gives us information on what we're going to do in order to protect our networks. Security services definition is a processing or communication service that is provided by a system to give a specific kind of protection to system resources. It ensures adequate security of the systems or of data transfers. Security services implemented security policies and are implemented by security mechanisms. Now there are essentially 5 main security services. Let's take a look at them. Confidentiality protects data against unauthorized disclosure. That would be, for example, I use HTTPS, Secure Socket or Transport Layer Security. This encryption method protects my credit card information as it's going across the Internet. Integrity. This ensures data has not been changed, destroyed, or lost in an unauthorized or accidental manner. Now, we could use a hash function, and another way we could use this, for example, the frame check sequence holds a value called the cyclic redundancy check. This check is where there was something bad that happened would be invalid, and that would cause you to drop the frame because the integrity of that frame has been violated. So we use a hash function in one example to check for integrity. Accountability and non-repudiation. This provides protection against false denial of involvement in a communication. That would be if I worked at Merrill Lynch and I got an email from you saying, buy 1,000 shares of widgets. And the next day I buy 1,000 shares of widgets, only to have widget stock go down, plummet, and you lose money. You call me later that day and you say, why did you buy 1,000 shares of widgets? And I'd say, because you emailed me and told me to buy 1,000 shares of widgets. Well, you can deny this unless you use a digital signature. If you use a digital signature, that ensures that it did come from you, and then therefore I cannot say that I didn't send it. So that's non-repudiation. Authentication. That is for us to confirm an identity of a system entity, and we use a message authentication code in order to do this authentication. That's one form of it. This would be used, for example, when routers talk to one another. Of course, they're just entities, but wouldn't we want to be sure that we're talking to an authentic router in our system. And availability. Availability is where services must be accessible and available to authorized users of processors in an information infrastructure. This is one thing that is difficult to protect against because a denial of service attack is difficult to protect against. Of the 5 services, 4 of the 5 can be satisfied using encryption. And that is why cryptography and network security go hand in hand.